Hello, nice to see you again. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to talk about micrometers. Now this micrometer is a Starrett, it says Starrett there. Very nice micrometer, it's one of the best you can get. And we're going to look at Moore and Wrights as well. But before then, I have a little announcement. I'm very pleased to say we've had, just a minute, I'll just put my glasses on so I can see you better. Okay, so we've got a new subscriber, and that's Christopher Romford. Welcome, Christopher. I did mention you in the comments section. And we also had two other subscribers. Unfortunately, I didn't get details of those of the subscribers, because subscribers don't always leave the details, you see. But in any case, you're all welcome, and I really appreciate it. So it's essential to subscribe to my channel, because then you'll not miss anything, and you can leave comments and also ask questions. I always get back to people, as you know, those people who contacted me. So if I can't answer the question, I'll try to find out for you. But I can usually respond positively to most questions. Anyway, so micrometers. Now this is a 1 to 2 inch micrometer, this Starrett one. Okay, so it measures 0 to 2 inches. Now when you've got your lathe, you think, okay, I almost got to get a micrometer. So I'm going to look at the various pros and cons of these micrometers. If I tell you you can get a brand new micrometer, it doesn't say just because it's not used, it doesn't mean to say it's accurate. So we're going to be looking at the calibration, how to calibrate the micrometers. In some cases it doesn't matter, because you can get through with calipers. Now you might think, well, they're not accurate enough, but later in my series, it may be either later this year or we may go into the new year, I'm going to show you how to get touchy-feely with calipers. And you can get really extreme accuracy. We'll look at that another time. So let's look at these micrometers here. I'm going to look at 3 here. Oops. Can you see them? Yes, I think you can. I'm just checking the light. I think you see them better without light. Okay, so the first one, this one. Let's have a look at this one. Oops. This micrometer. This is a Moore and Wright in Sheffield, UK. And so let's see how accurate it is. So we've got 0 to 0 to 1 inch. Now to do that, we need a calibration bar. Some micrometers have a little calibration disc in them when you buy them new, but not all. Now I happen to have acquired quite a number of these little things. Beautiful. These are Micrometer Calibration bar, manufactured to strict limits. A Micrometer is I think it's the best sort of equipment on the Japanese market. So this is a 1-inch calibration arm. So this micrometer, you see, you've got metal and you've got like a fibrous plasticky type material there. That's so that it doesn't expand too much, because micrometers can expand as you hold them. Now I'm going to come down here now and just focus on this business so I can see. So let's try to set it there so you can see me do it. I've got to be very careful because I don't want to drop anything. So that's set to 1 inch. Okay. Now you can see that if I turn it carefully around, it's not actually reading as accurately at the 1 inch mark. It's slightly under. So this is a micrometer, slightly under, and I think it's under about 2, maybe a couple of thousand. Now we can a couple of thousandth of an inch. Okay, so let's leave this for a moment. I can calibrate it, but I'm going to look at 1 or 2 others. This is a used micrometer which I got part of a job lot. So I'm going to put this to one side at the moment. I'm going to look at another one. Now this one is a Starrett, 1 to 2 inches, but we can still use the calibration bar, 1 inch. Okay, so let's see what this is. It's a really nice micrometer. It feels good to use, really beautifully made. Now I'm going to set this. And this is a little bit closer. Well, it's probably about the same, if anything. You can see the scales there, which is there. Anyway, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but it's a little bit nearer. I still think it's 1,000th of an inch out. How can I tell? Well, that's just experience. But what I'm going to do is to put that to one side, and and I'm going to look at this one. Now, this one, I believe, I can't see any make on it, but it's pretty well made, pretty much well made. But this is a metric micrometer, okay? This metric micrometer. So I'm going to just see what this says on this one. Now I only use it, I know it's an inch, I'm using an inch calibration bar. Okay. Correction. I'm jumping the gun here. This is an 0 to 1 inch, but I'm going to show you the metric one later. Now this one, has got the graduation to 1/10 of a thousandth of an inch. Yeah, 1/10 of a thousand. So let's have a look at it. The difference is there. You've got the normal graduations run along there. But if you can see along that section, all graduations, they're in 1/10 of a thousandth of an inch. Okay. Look, I do these videos. I don't edit them. So if I did, I would have edited that out, but I'm only human, supposedly. So the thing is, I just do this. So I've told you before, people who watch my video channels, they know that if anything goes wrong, you see it. It's like real time. So anyway, I've got a reading here. Let's see if we can see it. Wow. That's a 0, not quite on the line. So when I look at it, and you can then say, I think it's about 2 or 3 thousandths of an inch out actually. And I can tell that by checking the other graduation marks. When they line up on a number there, which are numbered 1 to 0, and the one that's nearest on the graduations is number 3. Can you see it? So difficult. Anyway, there you are, that's better, look. And you'll see that third one. 1, 2, 3. On that line there, on this line here. So that tells me it's 3 thousandths of an inch out. Okay. So if ever you've wondered that you've got a micrometer not calibrated, and you think this doesn't seem right, okay, well, that's how you find out by getting these calibration bars. If you've not got one with the micrometer, I'll put this one down a bit more. A bit further. I'll show you how to calibrate one, a micrometer just now. Now I don't use them very often. I tend to use calipers quite a lot, but just because you go and buy a micrometer, don't think that it's going to be accurate. I prefer more and right and Starrett micrometers and Micrometer micrometers, and I think Starrett micrometers and Micrometer, they're really nice and they feel good and they're well made. Now I'm going to show you a micrometer, a cheapy one that you can buy. Relatively cheap. Too cheap to be good, in fact. But this I actually bought. And it says Clark Precision Micrometer. Now, I'm not paid for advertising, folks, so you know, I don't rate much to them actually. I'll tell you why. It was £9.98, £11.98 included VAT at 20%. Well, years ago, you wouldn't buy a micrometer from what are right less than £25, and that might have been 30 years ago. Anyway, or 40 years ago even. Let's have a look at this. It's just that I had not got micrometer, and I thought I just got a lathe, and I thought I'll try it. So, brand new in polythene. I will say this, although it had not got a calibration disc in it, it had got one of these, which is an adjusting tool for adjusting calibrations. So let's have a look, see how far this is out. Look, if you're making your own selective fits and things like that, you can probably get away with using an uncalibrated micrometer. But if you work into engineering drawings, which probably most of you won't be doing in your home workshops, you work to your own standards. But I'm looking at this here, and this micrometer is almost 2/1000th of an inch out. Can you see that? That's the line there. Yes. Well, it's nearly 2/1000th of an inch out. 2/1000th of an inch out. The other thing about this micrometer, why I don't think it's very good, is because, okay, it's got, let's put this calibration thing down a bit. When I look at it, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got right down at the low end of the scales there, it's got a mark, abrasion. You can see it on the barrel. Okay, that's the barrel. Not the barrel, on the graduated scale. What the barrel goes on. Well, you can see it. Well, I can. And it's near that, right to that end. Yeah, you can see the abrasions there. That's horrible, but it's a bit off-putting. I mean, this was brand new, remember, and so you see the quality's not good, and it's distracting when you're doing. It distracts you when you're doing the measurements. However, it has got a locking lever, which is there. It's locked, so you can stop it at a particular point, and you can release it. And it's got a nice little sort of heat resistant surfaces where you can hold there, because micrometers do expand with the heat. Okay, so I forgot what I said how much it was out, so I'm going to check it again. I think it was about 2/1000th of an inch. Yeah, almost. So that's that. Put that there. Put that there. The other thing, when I jumped the gun earlier on this other one, was the metric micrometer. Okay, so although I've not got I'll probably have somewhere, but I've got the 1 inch standard. So given that this 25.4 millimeters in an inch, we can check this metric mic, which is 0 to 25 millimeters, and we'll see this is pretty much spot on. .4. Oh, it is so difficult for me to let's see what can I do. It doesn't want to focus on it, does it? Anyway, that's the 40, that's the line there running along, and this looks to say 4 there. It's 25.4. Okay, I don't really can see this, you'll have to take my word for it, because it's pretty fine anyway. See it that way, maybe. Anyway, that's what it is. If I've got a fancy camera, you'd see it, but that's pretty much spot on. I don't even know what this make is, but the ratchet has broken off it at that end. So it's a question of being careful. I generally tend not to use a ratchet myself. Oh, I don't want to make it. It's an Oxford. Oh yes, this is Oxford. Thought it was part of a job lot. This is Oxford, made in England. So it's quite nice to have one quite accurate like that. It doesn't need, I've checked with the calibration and I'm happy that it's okay. I'll put that back. So now, how do we calibrate these micrometers? Okay, some of the calibration disc, if you buy them second hand, they very often get lost. That one was a new one I just showed you, but at least it had got an adjustment bar, adjustment tool. Okay, so the other one, which was a more and right, that had got an adjustment tool, but it had not got the calibration disc. So let's see if we can adjust this. This is the new clock, remember. I don't know why I bought it actually. I'm just feeling it's not like me to buy cheap stuff. But anyway, it's useful for this demonstration. And it's got a locking device, as I can see. So to calibrate it, then what we do, carefully remove the spindle from the barrel. And but first I've checked that many. I need to just check it again here, just to find out how far we're out. Yeah, almost 2,000. So what it means is that to get it lined up, this barrel spindle here has got to turn around another 2 thou. So it needs adjusting in the right direction. Let's take it off. It's a little bit different to some of the micrometers that well, it's a cheapie anyway, and it's got somewhere around here a location spot for this spanner, well, this adjuster. Oh, it's a cheapie, this. Normally they're on the I've never done this before on this. They're mainly located around that central screw device there. Okay, that insert. Now this one, it's on the actual marking point there. So, because it was out, I'm going to have to try to move it back to make it go. So I've got to guess 2/1000 of an inch. So carefully doing that. Oh, and just trying to move it a bit. Which it doesn't want to. This is really bad news, folks. I can tell you. I'll try moving it the other way. Oh, it's not moving at all. Oh, I managed to move it a little bit. Boy, see a mark on my thumb. that was a bit painful, that. Other manufacturers adjust so much more easily. So let's see if we've guessed it right. And if I've moved it the right way. Oh, we should have got this thing. Okay, so it was 2/1000 of an inch out. And now it's a bit better. It's only 1/1000 of an inch out of reading. So as the 0 there,